Hello there, Virgo. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of May 16th through the 22nd. We are going to be pulling one card for each day to see the highlights of each day as we go through the week, see if any themes show up for the week, and go from there. Let me just remind you while I'm shuffling that this is a general reading, meaning that not everything I see here is going to apply to every single Virgo who watches this video, but most of it will apply to most of you. And if you want to have a private reading where I look at just your energies, if you want to know more about what shows up on the cards for the week, or if you have other questions that you want answered, feel free to reach out to me. All my contact information is listed at the website at the top of the screen. Also, if you want to sign up for my newsletter, find out about my promotions I have for just my newsletter subscribers and any classes that I have going on, that's a great way to do that. And that is at the bottom of my home screen on my website, that sign up form. Alrighty, so let's take a look at our weekend, Virgos. First of all, for Saturday, we have the Eight of Stones. And on Sunday, we have the Ace of Mirrors. Two pretty positive cards, I think. Eight of Stones on Saturday just means you're doing some kind of work. So working on something. You could actually be going into work, clocking in, or you could have your own business and you're doing some work. This can also be doing some work around the house. Sometimes this is actually doing self-work. Sometimes this is volunteer work. Some kind of work is happening on Saturday for you. Now, looking at Sunday with this Ace of Mirrors, this is telling me that you're discovering something that you're really into. Could be a person, but it doesn't have to be. So this is going to be someone or something, some activity that really pulls you in, that you're sort of drawn to it. You want to understand more about it. You want to spend more time interacting with this thing or project or this person, whatever it is. So very nice little card of new fascination. That's the way I like to think about it. Fascination. I've got a song just like hanging around the edges of my brain, but I can't think of who it was by or any of the other words besides fascination. If any of you guys know what I'm thinking of, drop it in the comments because I really want to go look it up and see what else it says. All right, let's take a peek at your week. We have Monday, we have the Watcher. Tuesday, we have the Minstrel in reverse. Wednesday, we have the Healer in reverse. And for those of you who are new here, we don't stress out about reversals, okay? Other readers stress out about reversals. We don't do that here. Let's see. On Thursday, we have the Sojourner, also in reverse. And on Friday, we have Ariadne. Ariadne is a very popular card this week. So far, you are the 6th video I'm doing, and you're the 3rd time I'm seeing Ariadne. So we've got a theme. We have a theme. All right, let's jump into our weekday cards and see what they mean. First of all, we have the Watcher. This just tells me that on Monday, Virgos, you are going to be paying very close attention to people's body language and to what they are actually doing as it compares to what they are saying. You're going to be being very observant about all this and maybe even paying attention to any intuitive hits you get around people or the things that they're saying or what they're telling you that they're doing. Now, for some of you, people are just going to be straight up on the up and up, and you're going to feel that and notice that right away. For others of you, it may not be exactly that everybody's on the up and up around you. And so Monday is going to be a really important day to pay attention to whatever hits you're getting. If you're getting a psychic hit that somebody is just fine, then you want to pay attention to that. If you're getting a psychic hit that you should get out of Dodge rather than hang out in a room with this person, and probably should. So just make sure that you follow your psychic hits, whatever they are today. Today especially. You should always, but today especially. Now, of course I'm going to say you always should because I'm a reader. I think you always should. Not everybody's going to agree with me on that. Now, On Tuesday, we have the minstrel in reverse. So Virgos here, I just want you to be a little bit careful because you've got somebody in your sphere of influence who may feel like they don't have enough money to do all the things that they need to do or all the things that they want to do. And this can be my card where somebody's really just trying to shake you down and they're not really being honest about what they want money for. Okay. And those of you who have been around for me for a long time, you know, one of my favorite examples of this is somebody saying, you know, I'm out of money and the baby needs diapers and formula. And what they're not saying is, and I need to hit a crack or whatever. How many hits do you need? I don't know. But anyway, this could be somebody like only giving you part of the truth about what they want some resources for. So, you know, just act accordingly. You know, if you're okay with them being a little outside the lines, then no big deal. If you are not okay with that, then you may want to be like, oh, the baby needs formula and diapers. What size diapers does the baby need? Okay, I'll drop those off a little bit later. You know, that type of thing. So, you know, that's up to you how you play that, but I do feel like you want to be kind of careful about somebody who's saying that they would like to have your resources. You want to make sure you're getting the full picture before you agree to anything. And partly because money is energy. And so when we share our money, we are sharing a part of our energy. And so then the person that we're sharing our energy with, you know, they have a little bit more of an influence on our energy in general after we've shared with them. And so if they're doing everything that's on the up and doing some really great things, then okay, that's great. If they're not on the up and they're doing something that really you would not approve of or you would not want your energy to be a part of in any form or fashion, then now you've got some issues going on with your energy being sort of interfered with, if you will. So that's, I think, more than the actual thing that the person is doing. What's important here is what's happening to your energy as a result of them using some of that or sharing some of that with you. Okay? Because energy is just one form of money is just one form of our energy. We have all kinds of forms of energy. We have the energy that keeps us vital and walking around in these bodies, but we also have the energy that are the words that we say and the vibrations that we put out there in those words. We have the energy of the things that we share with other people, whether that's food or whether that's money, and the energy of the things that other people share with us too. And so we're always kind of concocting more of an energy soup. And you want to make sure, it's really important to make sure that that soup is something that, you know, that you can live with, that it's not something that drags you down and gives you food poisoning, so to speak. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. I know I'm pretty woo-woo, but I hope that makes sense to some of you guys. Now, let's move on. We have beat Tuesday to death, man. Let's move to Wednesday. Here we have the healer showing up in reverse. This is our page of mirrors. This just says that you are expressing your appreciation for somebody in your sphere of influence on Wednesday. You're letting them know how important they are to you. A very nice card, actually. Very nice card. Let's look at Thursday. We have the Sojourner in reverse. This is the King of Cups. Is this Virgo or is this somebody in their sphere of influence? Okay. So this is somebody that you're interacting with on Thursday. My King of Cups is somebody who's very in control of their emotions. You know, they're not somebody who's going to fly off the handle and just act all, you know, off the chain or anything. They're going to, you know, they know how to control their emotions so that they can, even if they're really upset about something, they can move smoothly and gracefully through life without creating a big commotion or chaos or drama. With this Sojourner coming up in reverse, though, that he is not happy about something. Let's put it that way. And the thing about knowing how to control your emotions, part of that is knowing how to express your emotions. And this person definitely does know how to express their emotions in a way that you get the picture. without having to throw any plates or slam on the brakes or whatever else the other people do when they're not in control of their emotions. Okay. And so for me, this person, because they are so much in control, a lot of times they're expressing how they feel about something when it's a negative thing in a very quiet way. Like it's almost seems like kind of a neutral conversation, even unless you are listening to the words. And so I feel like you're interacting with somebody like this on Thursday, and I think you're hearing how they feel about something. For some of you Virgos, this person's going to be talking to you. They're going to be saying, I really wish that you would do such and such in a more authentic way, or whatever they're going to be saying, but they're going to be directing their displeasure towards you. For some of you, and I feel like this is about a 50-50 split, for some of you, you are lucky enough to just be witnessing this person expressing their displeasure about something that is not actually attached to you. You may see them express that displeasure at a particular person, or you may see them just letting off steam, kind of. Letting off steam is very low key for this person, though. But I think for me, I grew up in a very loud house. I have a lot of Irish in my blood, and if people got fired up about something, we got loud. And so because I grew up with that being the normal, when somebody gets fired up about something and they're upset and they're quiet, that freaks me out. I recognize that they're upset, but it freaks me out that they're that quiet, because it makes me wonder, okay, are you about to lose your top pretty soon? Which usually they are not. But if you're used to people being loud and throwing plates or whatever they do, then somebody coming across this quiet, you may even question, are they really mad? Or are they just saying this? This person, yeah, they're really not happy. Okay. Now, let's look at Friday. By the way, this person on Thursday, I'm calling him a he because he shows up as a king, but this could be a female just as easily as a male. Blah, da, 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 Friday. Ariadne. We're making some major changes here. And you can see the maze behind her. This is walking and getting a different perspective on things. When you're walking through the maze, every which direction that you look, you're seeing things from a different angle. And so with the Ariadne card, this is talking about making some changes. And those changes are starting out with a change in your perspective, a change in your viewpoint. And then taking more full impact in the rest of your life as your viewpoint changes. Okay, so Friday we're seeing you taking some very noticeable changes. Let's say that. Very noticeable. They're your changes. It's not because somebody else is making you. They're your changes because you're the one that is changing your perspective to make these changes here. But they will be noticeable. So I would expect that you'll see that. All right. And we've got some stuff going on astrologically on Friday that could very well bring in some epiphanies, some new understandings of things. That might be like the trigger for your change as well. All right. So that's what I've got for this week. Thank you all very much for being here and hanging out with me. I appreciate you all so much. Please remember to share, thumbs up, comment, all that good stuff. And of course, I'll see some of you here this week for readings or mentoring or Reiki sessions. But the rest of you, I'll see back on the next video. Peace out.